What is up, everybody? Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and welcome to the channel. This is week 2 of La Liga. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the ride. I'm having such a blast with this league. Today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at our lead card. If you enjoy the content, please don't forget to hit that like button down below. It helps with the new algorithms so very much. I would truly greatly appreciate it. And now, let's get into it. Hole 1, we have Northern Breeze 2. This is a par 3, but a tricky one. You have a hazard water up in front of the basket with hazards all around the basket's green. You can go with a big hyzer spike shot around, hanging it out over the edge, or you can go with the inside line and potentially catch a tree, rock, or hillside to push you into the OB. First off the tee, we have Nuorijeesus with a simple inside line, very clean, nice. Next we have FERGIE4RLZ, a very similar line, both players making sure that they stay safe. Up third we have Judahdgv, arguably one of the best ace racers in the valley and one of my favorite YouTubers to follow. You should check out his channel. Going with the hanging it out over top play. Our fourth player is Felicks, going with the inside line as well. Very nice, safe plays. You can see there that the hill almost pushed Felicks into OB, but hitting that safety wall kept him in play, and all 4 of our players clean up for the bird nice. That's very good. A lot of bad things can happen, and fortunately none did for our players. Hole number 2, Highlanders Ridge 2. Simple forehand play, rolling it off the wall for the potential ace. Gotta beat the Mando that's up here in front. However, pretty stock shot for most players. A very high ace average in multiplayer. I love this hole because of that perspective. First shot, Nuori hits the band a little high on the roll. Luckily does not fall into the OB water there, so that's feeling good. Next we got Fergie hitting the roller a little far on the inside, rolling right in front of the basket, staying safe as well. Up next we got Judah. I've seen Judah play a lot of rounds, and this man is an amazing player. In the Valley, one of the best legends in my opinion. Next we have Felicks though, coming right back, answering with an ace of his own. Showing us that it is there, the roller's there. That's what you want to see. Fergie and Nuori cleaning up the easy birdies to move on to 3. Hole 3, we got Smoothie Land 8. The big basket is the tease. It makes you feel like you're going to hit the ace every single time, but let me tell you, that's not how that plays. High rate of dropping into OB into the water there, so you got to make sure that if you don't hit the ace, that you play it nice and safe. In my opinion, you can run a bunch of different discs here. I personally like to run a distance driver like the General, but I can see that a lot of players run the fairway driver. To each their own on that one. First up, we've got Judah getting the ace lined up, lands it real nice. Next we have Felicks fading just a tiny bit too early, ends up missing the basket and falls directly into that OB hazard. Definitely what you don't want to see. Up third we have Nuorijeesus fading just a little early again as well. Does not fall into OB, getting the opportunity to bring it back. And last off the tee we have Fergie4RLZ. Also landing the ace. So 2 out of the 4 players hitting the ace big time. Nuori having to come back. This is no gimme. You can go right in between the chains. I've seen it happen. I've had it happen to me. It's definitely one of those tough ones. Felicks getting the unfortunate OB, having to wait for the straw to pass, so you gotta settle for the par there. Literally nothing else you can do in that moment, so, you know, that is what it is. Next we have Call of All Legends 2. I personally like the ace run, but it's a dangerous one because if you miss and you don't hit the safety wall, you are going into OB. However, I feel like on this hole, there's a lot of risk here, even when you try to play the safe shot. So, for me personally, it's going to be big run. First off the tee, we got Judah. Up and over the top, playing for the green, making sure that it stays safe, very clean play. Next we have Fergie4RLZ. Dropping down, playing like a ramp up off the root. Almost a nice little ramp off and clutch ace. That would have been real sick to see. Third, we have Nuori going with a high play, very similar to Judah. Again, hits that root, almost gets the lucky skip for the ace. Very nice. Felicks coming up next, playing a shot that falls down by the roots, going with the crash to hit the safety wall. All 4 of our players playing very clean plays and cleaning up the birdies very nicely. I enjoy hosting these events because whenever I put these lead cards together, I enjoy watching how the elite of the elites play these rounds, and it's super fun. I enjoy it, and I hope y'all are enjoying it too. Next, we have Ikigai Enzo 1. Big time eagle opportunity, lots of chances for hazard. Gotta be careful with this gap down by the basket. You could have a clutch throw and just ground play into OB. One of the worst things to happen in my opinion. First up, we have Judahdgv. Lining up the big right down the pipe shot. Gets a little bit too much turn, hits the tree, and unfortunately falls into the OB water hazard. Second up, we have Fergie. Playing a very similar line, just barely misses the tree, keeps it in play with the safety wall, giving himself the opportunity for the eagle. Third, we have Nuori. Inside line, going with the forehand play, also similar to both of our first 2 players. Me, I like to go with the light glide defender. I like to go with the big Anheuser shot. Flex it all the way around. My tree hazards are closer to the other side of the water on the left. And Felicks playing a very identical shot to what Nuori played. All 4 of our players playing great throws. However, Judah squaring the tree and falling into OB puts him in this drop zone spot. It's a tough one to have to come back and make. Doesn't get the turn he's looking for, and ends up fading just a little too early to miss the drop zone save. Felicks turning it over just a little bit and missing the eagle pickup. Fergs lining up the space peanut, picking up the eagle. Judah then comes back through, picks up the par. Felicks picking up the birdie, and Nuori getting the tap-in eagle with the park job. Next, we're walking into Foxtail Meadows 6. This is easy to overthrow. My recommendation is to go with a shorter fairway driver, and you should really have no problems. In my opinion, this is a must-get birdie, but there are some funky things that can happen. Fergie playing the front step. Pretty typical play. Nuori following it up with almost an identical shot. Felicks, again, stock shot, getting to that first step, making it, all of our players just showing you exactly what the line is. That's what's happening right here. I like to play a little bit more of a similar line to Judah because I have the old Saint. I get a little bit more turn and then fade. But, same result nonetheless. All 4 of our players picking up the easy walk-away birdie, a must-get for this La Liga. Hole number 7, we got Valley Below 6. The inside the room is a tough shot. If you do not make the doorway, you could easily push a little too far, end up in OB, which is what happened to me, unfortunately. However, if you can get through the doorway, you should have a pretty standard eagle look. Playing underwater is a little bit different. The physics in the game are slightly altered, but in my opinion, it's not altered enough to really have to worry too much about your gameplay. Most important, though, for this hole is making this doorway. Fergie gets through, falls down by the steps. Nuori gets through, lands down on the other side of the steps. Felicks makes the doorway, gets the good landing for the easier look. Judah also beating the door. All 4 of our players making that first door shot, making look pretty standard. Not for me, unfortunately. Now we have the long eagle plays. Judah up first, taking his time, making sure the sway is where it needs to be. Catches the weak side, but it still sinks for the eagle. Nice shot there. Fergie's up next. Going with the space peanut. Hits it, makes it look easy. Great job, Fergie. Nuori from the wheelbarrow. gets the shorter play, makes the eagle look easy there. And then Felicks with the easiest attempt, making it all come together with the super star frame. Let's go! Next up, we have Lost Island 4. I really like this hole. A standard fairway driver with the water skip should put you on the island for the easy birdie. However, with a wonky skip or a rock play or something along those lines, you could find yourself in the hazard, just like that there. I find that there are players who like to play in front of the water and then throw their putt over top, just like Nuorijeesus does right here. I personally prefer the water skip play with the old flow. You can use a PD, you could use a Manta. There's a lot of shorter, slightly shorter, a Sampo works. Fairway drivers that can water skip you right up over to the basket. But again, every player has their own style, and I always say do what makes you feel the most comfortable. See, that's the play I would play a lot more similar to, is the Judah play. Fergie having to make the comeback to save the par, but he does, minimalizing the damage. That is what needs to happen, because if you miss that second putt after going OB, it is a lot of strokes to lose on a super simple hole. Felicks, Nuorijeesus, and Judah all making their putts to make the birdies easy. Fergie the only one hitting the bad rock play. Next up, we have Smoothie Land 9. This is also an easy one to fall into the water trap. If you hit leaves on the way out, if you don't get the correct skip, if you're running a big skip, you could easily fall into the water, making the eagle run a little bit more difficult, or potentially taking it out of play. Nuorijeesus drops a shot, gets it under the trees perfectly, plays the shorter play to make sure that he does not go all the way into the water, but you can see there, it almost did. That's how easy it is to get there. So running the big skip can be dangerous, but can also pay off quite big. Just like you see here with Felicks going over the water, almost comes back on the ground, play back in, but stays safe. So now Felicks has a slightly easier eagle look, in my opinion. Judah coming up next. Big shot, hanging it out over top, big skip, getting a little risky, ends up not getting far enough on the hill, bounces back into the OB. That's a sad situation to see, but it is there. Fergie going with the disc down. Big skip Sampo play. I don't know if that was the best play there, because the skip fairway driver, in my opinion, is going to take a lot of distance away, making this shot a lot harder. Fergie just a little bit short, missing the eagle opportunity. That is a tough situation. Nuorijeesus throwing up over the water, making the eagle land. A great shot there. Felicks having some messages with Plopperoni there, but picking up the eagle nonetheless. And then we have Judah. After going into the OB, this is a must-get birdie. Absolutely lands it. On the chase card, Ezra Height putting in the hot round, the only hot round to catch the bonus round. Let's take a look at our scorecards. Here you go, everybody. This La Liga is presented by Spinoff Games, Salty Unicorns, and Lone Star Discs. Thank you so much to all of our players for sending me the footage. I appreciate everybody for participating. If you enjoyed the content, like I said earlier, please hit that like button. If you're new here, please consider being a subscriber. I do giveaways, I host tournaments and events, and all kinds of fun stuff. This is week 2 of La Liga April. This is Master Darkpoi Gaming. I am Darkpoi, and hopefully, I'll see you in the future. Want to get yourself a Darkpoi jersey? Not a problem. Head right on over to the Salty Unicorns website. You can even add a custom logo for a couple bucks if you'd like to the jersey. And then don't forget to use the code Darkpoi on your checkout to save 15% on the order. Every time you use the code Darkpoi, a little bit of those proceeds go directly to help supporting the channel.